Welcome back to the Arbitress YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to learn how to drape this beautiful floral design that we see on this corset. Okay, it's like a rosella design. It's like a rose and it continues to form a sleeve, as you can see, and it goes all the way to the back. It's a really flowy design and it's really beautiful. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so for this I'm using 2 yards of fabric. Okay, this fabric is 2 yards and it's by 60. So I don't want to, you can use the entire fabric, but I don't want mine to be too bulky. Okay, so this is 2 yards, so this is the first yard and this is the second yard, and the length of the fabric is 60 inches. So what I did not touch it on the yard side because I need that length. So on the length of the fabric, which is this side, which is by 60, I just folded it into two and then I divided. So this is one half, then I kept the other half. So what I did was just to put it on fold like this. So by the time you put it on fold, the length becomes around 15 inches thereabouts. Let me see what I have. Okay, so this is 14 inches. So when you put it on fold, you have 14 inches by 72, which is 36. You know, a yard is 36. 36 by 2 is 72. So I have 14 inches on fold by 72 inches length. So the length can be more than 2 yards if you want the hand to drop more, but I'm going to be using 2 yards to teach this. So after folding it like this, you run a stitch so that you can turn it out successfully. So I've gone ahead to run a stitch on the second one. Remember I said I divided it into two. Let me just flip it over. So you just sew it. You can see where I sew it. I use the black thread so you can see my seam line. So I just sew it like this and then you turn it to the right side. So you can actually drape this on your flat pattern if you don't have a mannequin, but I'm going to be doing this on the mannequin. So by the time you watch that, you will see how you can adapt it and drape it on your pattern. So we'll go over to the mannequin now. Okay, so we have two ends, you can see. So the first end here, so you can just fold it in like this and sew before you start, but this is a tutorial. I still want to use this for something else, so I'm just going to use it like that. So on this end here, remember it's still wide. You are going to sort of make pleats. So this is what your starting point is going to look like. So you just make pleats like that, or ruffles, just make them together. So I'm just taking small pleats so that I can have it together. Then you're going to tack it to your bust area. So you should do this before you start attaching your corset. Okay, so this is the corset I'm working with, by the way. So you're going to be tacking it as the starting point on your nipple area. So like I said, you should use your needle and thread to tack this first before you place it on the mannequin, if you are to be doing it on a real. Okay, so I'm just going to pin it. So please tack it first. It's going to make your work easier. So once you have tagged this, it's going to stay in place, and that is going to be the starting point for your drape. So now you are going to be taking it clockwise, okay, not the other way around. You're going to take it clockwise so you can follow the pleat that you have created to keep draping all around like this. Okay, so you can follow your pleat and drape around, or you can just do it anyhow you want. So it now depends on how you want to form your roses as well. You can form your roses small like this, or you can also spread it out. Okay, you can also spread out your roses. It's totally up to you and what you want it to look like. So I'm going to try to follow the pleats that I created here earlier, and then I'm going to just throw it to the around the bust area. Basically that's what I'm doing. So you can see what I have here. You can spread it out. So as you are spreading, you are going to be tacking it in place. If you don't tack it, it will not hold. So now we are going to pin it first. So I want to spread it a bit more. I want to spread it a bit more. So after tacking like this, you still have the opportunity of still arranging it. So the first one, which is this part, so you try to sort of cover, that's the tacking point, cover it up so that it's not going to show. So I'm going to go over and then take it all around again. So you can just make a ruffle like this, just like this, or you can pleat. So I'm trying to take my time so that you will see what I'm doing very well. So you can take your ruffle like that, or you can just pleat all around again. So if you want to maintain your pleats, it's going to, you have to just keep folding the pleats like that. Make sure they follow each other if you are going for pleats. So for me, I'm just folding it twice like this. So I'm going to try to spread it out a bit. So here I'm going to hold this part with my pen, and then I will spread to see what I can do. So you can just make it pleated like this, okay, to be following a particular design. Okay, so just pleat where you know that it is necessary to make the work easier for you. That's why I said it is easier to do this on a mannequin. That way you will see what you are forming, and you will know if you are actually okay with what you have. So I'm pinning it in place. So I've gone around like twice already now, and the lower part as well. I want to pin in place. Okay, so now you can see that I have arranged my rows the way I want it. So like I said, you arrange the way you can hold this with something so that you'll be able to arrange this. So here I'm taking it to the upper part, so you can drop this part more if that is what you want, but you can see the drapes that we have coming there. So once you have here, I'm going to pin the first one close to where my row stops. Okay, so we are going to pin first, then when we are done pinning, we'll start tacking it. You cannot tack as you go, you need to form the pleat first. So after that, now we're going to be following that same drape, okay, around this like this. I'm going to follow the drape. You can see the drape that I have here. So I'm going to follow it, and then I'm going to tack. Once your drape is right, you already see what you need to do. It's going to just follow a particular shape like that. So you can see the next strip is showing already as well. I'm going to pin all of that in place. So you pin it in such a way that this other bust is not going to be covered. So you can see how I'm arranging and pinning it down. My pin is not so okay. So once you arrange and pin down this to the back, okay, so I'm just arranging like this again so that I can take it to the back. So that's where your sleeve is going to be. So make sure you drop it down well, and once you get to the back like this, you're going to spread it out. Okay, so here at the back, this other hand as well, you tuck it in. Make sure that it is neat. okay, like this, and then you start pinning to very close to your, to where your, what's it called, lacing bar is. Okay, you can pin anywhere, you can pin around here as well. So I'm just splitting, but it's going to be spread out. It's not going to be as tiny as what we started with. So you can see how I'm holding that part. So I use 3 years, like I said. You can use more if you want, and the 2 years I still divided it into two, so you can use more if that is what you want. So now I'm done pinning this to the back. I'm going to go over and check what I have again. So the sleeve is dropped well. I like the way it is dropping and draped. So I'm going to come over to the front as well and check. So make sure that you can see all the drapes that we have here. Make sure that your drape is continuous, just like what we have here. Make sure this border bust is not covered. So once you are happy with what you have, you are going to bring in your needle and thread. Okay, I can just tack one so that we can see, but I'm not this, I want to use this for something else, but I'll just tack one so that you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so to tack on mannequin, I'm going to be working with this needle. It's a curved needle. You can use a straight needle as well, but if you have this, it's going to make the work easier for you. So wherever you are going to tack, you are going to remove the pins there like this, and then you start tacking it. So you tack it using a matching color of thread and make it as tiny as possible. There's a boning around here, so I'm trying to avoid the boning. Okay, so you can see. So I'm tacking this in place. That's how you're going to be tacking each and every one of them, one after the other, till you are done. Okay, so you remove pin, don't remove all the pins. The one you want to tack, that is where you're going to remove your pin. So once you remove the pin there, you're going to tack it. You can also use invisible thread so that it's not going to show, and you make sure you tack as neat as possible. Okay, so what I'm doing is just stacking. I don't want this to be too long. So I'm trying to pick just the fabric because you know it's a corset and we have a lot there. There is boning, there is wadding, there is stay. So I'm just trying to pick out the fabric. You can tack as much as possible. Just make sure that it is held together. And once you achieve that, you are going to tie it and then move to the next one. So here I have add it together. I'm going to go ahead and tie, and I'll cut it off. So you can see once that pin is out and you tack, it's not going to lose its shape. So that is how you go ahead, and you can see that I use the matching of a matching color to do this. If you're not using the matching color, you use your invisible thread. So you remove the next one and tack. That is how you are going to tack everything till you are done. So you can see how beautiful the corset is. This rose area, the flower area, you can arrange it anyhow you want. You can form whatever shape you want, and this is where your hand goes. Okay, so you make sure that it is not too tight, it is free, and this is what the back look like. So you make a drape at the back here as well. You can spread it even up to here if you want. So I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.